Hello everyone, let's go and take a look at the Google Pixel 9 and compare it against the Google Pixel 8 and see which particular phone is a better one for you. Now, I'm very excited for this because I think both these phones are great. I really like the Pixel 8, and the Pixel 9 looks to be a good, interesting update, but I think there are still some advantages of the Pixel 8, and we'll talk about that throughout this whole entire video. If you want to pick up either one of these phones, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there, and you can help support the channel at the exact same time. Now, starting off with the outside of both of these, the Pixel 8, which came out a little bit less than a year ago as of this point, on the front of this phone is giving you a 6.2-inch OLED display. Now, it's a 120Hz panel. It's a good size display. I think this is a really, really good size of a phone. You had fairly thin bezels all throughout it, which looks really nice. Hole punch display, 2000 nits of brightness, and 120Hz. Now, the Pixel 9 panel gets brighter, but I remember last year getting this phone, and I thought this panel looked very, very bright, and I thought the viewing angles were really good too. So this phone is already really good in my personal opinion, and the fact that Google made it even better, I think is really nice. Now, I went out and bought this phone, so nobody sent it to me. I will say the panel of this phone is really good on the Pixel 9. It's 6.3 inches, it's an OLED display, 120Hz. Now, this one gets 2700 nits of brightness versus 2000. But I'm never really going to max out the brightness too much, and I feel like the Pixel 8's panel is already really good. But this one is also very nice. It's a smooth panel. Now, I kind of think in some ways that the design of the Pixel 8 may be a little bit more unique and nicer than the Pixel 9. Like, I feel like the Pixel 9 tried really hard to be an iPhone, and I feel like the Pixel 8 was a little bit more unique. It was also a much smaller, easier phone to hold in the hand. Yeah, that's right. I feel like it also appears a little bit slimmer than the Pixel 9. I'm not really too sure, but you can kind of see as, even with the camera bump, a big camera bump on both for sure, but still, I look at something like the Pixel 9 as being a better design phone, but the Pixel 8 was already very unique in my personal opinion. SIM card tray here, the SIM card tray is at the bottom of the Pixel 9, USB Type-C ports on the bottom of both these phones and the speaker grill as well, which is really nice. Now, on the bottom or on the back of both these phones, you can see we have a dual camera setup on both. So this is very nice. I like having a dual camera setup, and you're basically getting that type of layout on both these phones, which again is very, very nice to have. And we have our flashes right there. Again, the camera bump is different this year because you can see this one is cut off right here, whereas the Pixel 8, it fledged all throughout, but I do like the Pixel 9 from there. You have these camera, the glass and everything like that, Google logo right here. You have wireless charging, reverse wireless charging, IP certification, lots and lots of overlap here, so there isn't anything super bad going on with either one, but I would probably say when it comes down to it, I like the design language of the Pixel 8, right? I still kind of like it maybe a little bit more than the Pixel 9. I just think the thickness is one thing. Like, I feel like it's a thicker phone and it feels thicker, and it's an overall bigger phone. I feel like the Pixel 8 was just smaller, easier to hold, kind of in my personal opinion. So from that side, that kind of covers it up there. One big advantage of the Pixel 9 is that it is probably going to be a phone that's going to last longer than the Pixel 8. So the Pixel 8 right now is still supported with Android. It's going to be here for quite a bit of time, but it's probably not going to last as long as the Pixel 9. So if you're wanting a longer lasting phone, then definitely the Pixel 9 is there for you. I think the Pixel 8 is rated for 7 years of software updates when it officially came out. So this thing still has 6 more years to go. Whereas on the Pixel 9, this thing is also slated for 7. So this thing is also still here. It's still going to be here for quite a bit of time. But this one is probably going to get a year extra of software updates than the Pixel 8 when it comes down to it. So from that side, that kind of covers it up there. Now, in terms of the speed, let's go and do a speed comparison between them. The Pixel 8 is giving you that Tensor G3 chipset inside with 8 GB of RAM, where the Pixel 9 is going to be giving you the Tensor G4 chipset inside with 12 GB of RAM. So 12 more gigabytes of RAM inside of the Pixel 9 than the Pixel 8. So let's go and see which one's a faster phone between both. Okay, there we go. All the apps are cleared out in the background, as you guys can tell. So let's get into it. Phone calls, 3, 2, 1, and the Pixel 9 is here, the Pixel 8 is here. There's eyelash here. Okay, perfect. Hopping out of these two. Messages, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Hopping out of these two. Google Chrome. Let's do camera, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Let's go and take a photo, 3, 2, 1. Now, Google did state that the Pixel 9, they're not really focused on speed. And you can even see there, the Pixel 8 was kind of faster. Hopping out of here, Play Store, 3, 2, 1. So it is kind of interesting to see if the Pixel 9 is going to be faster. And I would imagine the Pixel 9 is going to be slightly faster, especially with that massive RAM increase. Seems like with the Pixel 8, a little bit of glitchiness going on there. Hopping out of here, let's get into some of these third-party apps. We can try Dropbox, 3, 2, 1. and some overlap here. I think the Pixel 9 was faster to get into that one. Tempo Run 2, 3, 2, 1. Now I'm hoping there's not a lot of pop-ups. We'll see what happens, but I'll be sure to exit out of them as soon as I see them. And you can see this one was on downloading config for a minute, so sometimes that happens. I don't think normally there would be this big of a difference, but sometimes when you have these little games, they kind of have some issues here and there, so it's just kind of what ends up happening here. Hopping out of these two, let's go and get into Subway Surfers, 3, 2, 1. Now again, this is not that intensive of a game either. And you can see for here, the Pixel 9 was the faster one here, followed by the Pixel 8. Took a little bit of time on this phone, not too sure why that ended up happening. Scrolling through, let's see if there's a big difference here, which again, I don't think there's going to be. It's kind of hard playing both these at once, but hopping out of these two, let's go and get into a different one. Let's try Thank You 3, 2. Thought I had it here. I do 3, 2, 1. Now, I will say so far the Pixel 9 has been doing an overall better job, as you can see, than the Pixel 8. So that right there is actually pretty crazy to have those types of differences here, just like that in and of itself, which is pretty insane. Let's go and do stack, 3, 2, 1. And with this one, once again, I think, actually don't know, this one was able to load into the ad faster. I'd probably say the Pixel 9 is faster there. Followed by this one, I mean, it's going to be probably the same thing for the most part. And hopping out of these two, let's do one more. Let's go and do something like Netflix 3, 2, 1. And so I will tell you from each one that I tested, I think a device like the Pixel 9 is probably going to be giving you the overall faster experience. But I still think the Pixel 8 is a very, very fast phone. Like, of course, you're going to be getting faster speeds, especially with a phone like more RAM on the Pixel 9. But I think the Pixel 8 did really good today, and that's kind of how I feel between both. So from that side, that kind of covers it up there. Now, in terms of the overall camera comparison here, this is also a slight difference because there are some advantages of going up to the Pixel 9, but I will tell you they're more so like on the chipset really than anything else. So you're getting dual cameras on both, kind of a big megapixel difference between the ultrawides 12 versus 48. You're still getting 4K at 60 on the backside, and you're getting 4K at 60 on the front as well, which is kind of a nice advantage between both. So there is an improvement there, you know, because you're getting a higher megapixel count for that ultrawide camera. Now, I felt like last year, like how I feel like now, the Pixel 8's camera I think is very, very decent. You know, it's very good. It's not a bad camera. I think it's a very good camera for what you're getting. You're getting, 8x zoom here, and you're getting 0.5x zoom on the outside. So pretty good, normal, kind of what you'd expect. I think it's the same thing as the Pixel, 9. You're getting portrait mode, long exposure, action pan. You're getting photo mode, night sight, and panorama. Kind of the same exact features all throughout, so you're not even really gaining really too much here. But I still feel like with the phone like the Pixel 8, it's a very, very good phone, and I like this phone a lot. The Pixel 9, I feel like, is also still a very, very good, very good phone for the most part. I really like this phone, and it's a good camera. I've tested it a little bit now. You're getting 0.5x zoom here, as well as 8x zoom there. And I will tell you, you're still getting a lot of features. Portrait mode, Add Me, which is a new feature. Long exposure, action pan. I'm not really probably going to use too many features here besides probably like portrait and maybe like the regular video photo mode. Other than that, I really think some of these features are kind of random, like Add Me, but it's a good camera, but I really don't think it was that big of a difference for my personal use from the Pixel 8 to the Pixel 9. So overall, what I'll probably tell you is that I love both these phones, right? I like both these phones a lot, and I think they're very good devices. I think the Pixel 9 is a decent upgrade coming from the Pixel 8, but if you have a Pixel 8, I would just recommend keeping this phone. There really isn't a big reason why I'd recommend going from this phone to that phone. I think sticking with something like the Pixel 8 is probably the better way to go, and that's kind of how I feel it. But, even if you can buy a Pixel 8 for half the cost of a Pixel 9, I'd recommend just going to the Pixel 8 at that point. I think it's worth it. Or go for the Pixel 9 Pro. I think the 9 Pro is a great phone, but that's kind of how I feel. This one is good too, but the 9 Pro is worth the upgrade. If not, just keep your Pixel 8. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.